Hello, everyone. This is Canadian. So this interview will not be like the other ones because, as you can tell already, this is not live. This is going to be just all recorded separately. Now, the reason this happened is because the person I'm interviewing, Inen, he requested that he would have rather sent his answers to me instead of doing a live interview, and that's fine. So that's what we're doing today. He sent me all his answers, and I'm just gonna play them. And there's not gonna be a background. Like, there's nothing gonna be on the screen. It's only gonna be the thumbnail because there's nothing to show. Like, there's no live chat because I'm just recording this. So, yeah. So, you're not gonna hear from me anymore. And I hope you enjoy.
Okay, so we can begin. Okay. First of all, hello Canadian, hello fellows, hello members of Monster Legend Competitive Wiki. I'm Inenarrativus, and today I'm gonna read all the questions you did to me. And there were many, much more than expected, to be honest. So, since there are many, let's go, I guess. Question is, who are you? That seems legit. This question was made by tons of people in general and off-topic channels as well, other than the dude who asked it in the question for an channel. And to be fair, it's easy to understand the reason why, because like 99% of you weren't here when I left. So let me introduce myself. I'm Inenarrativus. Inen for friends, and for anyone who can't pronounce my really difficult name, I understand you. I am a former ranking council member and admin, for a short time but still an admin, and I stay in the wiki from July 2019 to January 2020, so like 1 or 2 months before the coronavirus. I was lucky, if I remember well. Probably you expected a much longer time and much better charges, I understand you, but to be fair, the main bricks of the wiki you all know now were made in those months, and at the time the ranking council was like really important, much more important than now, to be honest, simply because it was the absolute first RC of MLCW's history, and very few of us had enough experience and respect, both in the wiki and in the game, to be the chosen ones. So, not a bad career, if you ask me. Let's go on. Why are you? What the fuck? I suppose because my spermatozoa was the first to reach my mom's uterus, but I'm not sure about what the freaking question. Never mind. When are you? Oh, what the freaking questions you make, guys? That just blew my mind. I'm trying to answer to it as well. When are you? Well, when my spermatozoa reached my mom's uterus before any other spermatozoa, I guess, but I'm not sure about it. What the fuck, man? How are you? Oh, finally. People always ask who's Sinan and why Sinan and when Sinan, but never ask how Sinan. Jokes aside, I'm fine. Your really warm welcoming was like far beyond all my expectation, and I'm sincerely really happy for that. Thank you all, really. Thank you all. Height, I don't know how to pronounce it sincerely. Height. However, I'm 182 centimeters, sir. Favorite food? Oh, that's a really easy question. Moussakas, a typical Greek first dish, which is like aesthetically but not in taste similar to the Italian lasagna, and pizza, of course. For sweets, I'm going for baklava, another typical Greek dish with honey, which is really delicious. You should try it. You should visit Greece once. I really recommend it. Let's go on. Favorite game? It depends. For mobile, I have no doubt the Shadow Fight saga. Shadow Fight 2, Shadow Fight 3, and Shadow Fight Arena. All three games are wonderful, different, with great storylines and a great gameplay as well. I really recommend them. For PS4, yes, I'm Team PS4. I like the most FIFA, although I didn't buy the 21 one, the last one, as FIFA 20 was a total fraud, to be honest. The Last of Us saga, the Mass Effect saga, and the first two Assassin's Creed games. I really highly recommend them as well. Maybe except FIFA, that game's horrible and it's going downhill, to be honest. I didn't know why I delete FIFA from my list. That's just a really bad game. And favorite ML Tryhard other than Liam possibly be what? Was Liam the nemesis of General Ingvar, if I remember well? Oh my god, my memory is so foggy, years have passed. However, although I don't exactly understand the question, I don't understand it at all, I'll try to answer to it. I assume you're asking my favorites ML monsters, and if that's the question, there are two, Fenrir and Ragnarok. Those monsters may not affect the majority of you, but those who were here when I was here as well will exactly know what I mean. Where did your username come from? Oh, that's a really nice question. And it's made by one of the like 2-3 dudes who were in the Wiki when I left and they still are. Hi Shadow, by the way. However, during my life, I've never looked for a gamer name or something like that because I thought I didn't need it. I've never done it until I knew the MLCW. Oh my god, that's what's difficult. Which has been my first wiki in the whole fandom world. I saw everyone had a nickname and so I decided I would have had one too. I wanted to find a mysterious and scary, but not too much name, a badass one. But at the same time, it shouldn't have been a common name like Destroyer or something like that. I wanted to be unique. So I picked my Latin dictionary because, yeah, I am cursed because I study and translate Latin at school, my goodness, and looked for a badass name. After the research, the candidates were Terra Incognito, which means unknown lands, Inenarrabilis, what's unspeakable, and Inenarrativus, what's unspoken. I honestly preferred the Inenarrabilis meaning, but the word Inenarrativus looked more mysterious and badass for me, so I picked the third choice, Inenarrativus. Now I use this nickname basically everywhere that's gaming related. I'm sorry for the hard pronunciation of my name, but it was badass, you know. Which one was their latest monster release when you quit? Oh my god, I don't have fucking clue. I remember Ugluk, Zenobia, Devastress, Isu. These were the latest monster I've seriously discussed about if I remember well. But I'm almost sure many other monsters were released after then when I was still on the boat. So I don't know. What I can say being 100% sure is that neither mythics nor nor cosmics had joined the game yet. How do you think of the state of wiki and server? Are they good or bad? And have the wiki and server improved or have they downgraded since you left? Like, they are basically the same questions, so I decided to respond to them in only one answer. I picked the first dudes who wrote this question, but again, several people asked for it in several channels. It seems you do care about your universe, and that's something you must be proud of. Chapeau. However, for this question I looked at the wiki and whoa, you made excellent work. You improve it a lot under many aspects. The organization, the picture of the monsters, the monsters pages themselves, I can't talk today. The wiki is definitely better than it was when I was there, and you've done a great job, not gonna lie. For the server, well, no offense, but I'm a bit disappointed. Like, it's quite messy, you know? Again, no offense, but I highly prefer the old one. Forgive me. what was the wiki when you left, and how does it compare to the wiki now? This question is really similar to the previous one, I know, but I decided to respond to it separately because I wanted to stress that this wiki is like much more peaceful than a wiki I knew. Let's make an example. When I was in MLCW, okay, the wiki was constantly changing, and because at the time was the rebuilding one, you know, the users were split in like unofficial teams, and growing tyrants and leaders with no courage happened at the same time. So that was pretty much a disaster. Anger issues from several users and heavy argues about other situations happened. Like, I can go on and on and on, but you can see my forward message and you will know more or less what I'm talking about. Now it seems like peace and respect are all around, and that's beautiful. Maybe in this way it's too boring, but I would have preferred being bored, honestly. How does it feel to see the wiki almost entirely full of people you've never seen before? Oh, that's a nice question. Um, I expected to meet again at least like 30% of the people I left. So seeing that just three former people are left and they are even so active anymore, they're not even so active anymore, like was quite weird and awkward at the beginning. Also because I don't actually know why they left, except for someone like Alpha or Yoshi Junior, I don't know how to say it, or Azure. But then I saw how you welcomed me, and that the majority of you knew who I was, and I felt like I was welcomed by my old family, by the old members. So once again, thanks to you all. Anyways, I saw that you know more or less who I was, but it was interesting to see that the myth like mixed with reality, because people said I was an early member of the wiki, one of the founding fathers. Come on, like people saying I was the most important admin and so on. Like no, let's just say I was a little less important than that. Like you're comparing me to people like Crocdad, which is the founder of the wiki, or Alpha Omega, which was really important. And but it must be said that I was quite important. Come on, without either arrogance or either, I don't know, okay? Without either, I guess, arrogance or like false modesty and so on. Let's just admit it, come on. Who was the best retired admin in their prime at mining days? Ooh, juicy question. Well, there were like lots of admins and they didn't lead as much as bureaucrats did. Like bureaucrats decided much more than admins back then. Just my opinion, but now it seems the admins rule and bureaucrats are there just in case you need like someone with more power than anyone to clear mess and stuff. Like gods, you know. However, for this reason, I will answer to the best bureaucrat instead of the best admin, and that's easy. Like, I arrived just after the only bureaucrat, Mangus Tarkov, probably, disappeared and like left us at the mercy of trolls and vandals, as it was the only admin as well. Like, it was the only admin, the only bureaucrat. So my choice is the one and only Alpha Omega, the first bureaucrat of the new era. It took such a disaster and made it a wonderful wiki. With our help, of course, but it was still the bureaucrats, the main mind behind everything. And it was always kind and helpful, especially with me. Because, like, yeah, I accused him once for not seeing what Will could have become, but he hasn't done other mistakes at all. Like, you should all thank him if this wiki has become what it is. Honorable mention for Yoshi Junior. I know him like for 3 years, and I still don't know how to pronounce his name. However, he is a really kind, respectful, and respected person. He had almost everything needed to be a bureaucrat: experience, kindness, integrity, respect from all Wiki. So, but let's say I'm not happy saying this as it was my friend, but I have to say he hadn't just one thing. The balls, the huevos, as Spanish people say, the arquidia, as we say. And that turned out to be a problem because he didn't have the courage to confront Will when he and Will took Alpha's bureaucrat role. So, but other than that, a really nice guy. Was Will ever nice, like at all? Oh, okay. I have to say, when Foulblade blocked me for one freaking year just because I answered to him in a pissed way once in like August 2019, if I remember well, the all important person I could contact on Discord to beg for help was Will himself, because I couldn't find other people. And surprisingly, he not only agreed with me, but he also heavily tried to convince Foulblade to free me. And after days of negotiations, he only got me a sentence reduction, like from 1 year to 3 months. But he still tried to persuade Foulblade to definitely unblock me for a long time, and I'm grateful to him for that. I have to say it. Then it was Alpha who unblocked me and scolded Foulblade for his senseless and exaggerated punishment. But without Will, I might have been blocked for 365 days. So yeah, even my MLCW nemesis helped me a lot once, and I remember it well. Let's go on with another about Will's question, and which is, any opinions on Will at the moment? How do you think he's changed over time? For this answer, I need to go back a bit. Like, the first time I met Will, I immediately noticed he was a really clever and brilliant guy. But I also noticed how impolite, rude, and jerky he was. And after the aforementioned episode, I sympathized with him, and I had the pleasure to see I wasn't wrong about his intelligence, although I've never agreed with his way to discuss, like, which can be shortened in "let's roast the counterpart." Then he got out of his mind at all and overcame the borders of decency, to be honest, in so many ways and so many times, like bullying people and above all abusing his power. I fought against him and I lost the first battle, but then, thanks to the others' essential help and to Will's help as well, who basically destroyed himself, as I've said before, I won the war, or to say it better, we won the war. It was banned, and it started to hate me like a lot. I tried to contact him again much later, like during last May, but it didn't end well, like at all. He blocked me. I think he's a really clever guy with obvious problems in socializing and interacting with other people. He was also really mature and he always thought to be right. Even now, I think he still thinks he was right and all of us were wrong, and all of us were wrong. He's also very resentful, like, so much so that after almost a year, he still hated me and us, like, deeply. Long story short, he's a guy with a great mind, but with lots of problems as well. I hope he's changed and he has learned from his mistakes and our punishment, but I sincerely think he's still the same, like, difficult, if I can say so, person, like, at least for now. In spite of this, I want to say there's no point in wishing him the worst or hating him. I do neither. I hope and wish him instead that he grows and becomes mature and overcomes these obvious and also like quite worrying, not gonna lie, character flaws. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived to the last question, which is, let me find it. Okay, what was it like being in a leadership position in the wiki? Oh, that that was hard, man. It was demanding. When I stepped up as a ranking council member, I was really happy, but also had a lot of fear, to be honest. That was the very first ranking council in the history of the wiki, and its goal was to clean up the mess and build another wiki on the ashes of the old one. And it was a very big deal, not gonna lie. We had to reconsider every monster position in the ranking, and there were more than like 600 monsters back then. And not only, we also had to overhaul every single monster's page, as they were as outdated as the rankings, if not more. And they were badly written too. And you know, when you promise you will do all this, every user has his own eyes on you. You cannot fail. And at that time, the only difference between admins and ranking council members was the admins could delete comments, nothing more. We were all respected almost in the same way, and people were also expecting a lot. In addition, in the ranking council we had Guil, and you all know who he was, Azure, which at that time was very likely to imitate Guil in everything, so basically it was a Guil's less asshole copy. Foulblade, who, like, let's be honest, did a great work in overhauling pages. I know that, but he almost never participated in the council back there because of exams or school, and there was me. And back then I was much more immature than now, and much more inclined to overreact to initial offenses or mocks by Guil or even Azure. Only Alpha and Kira managed to keep the water safe there. Yoshi Jr., sorry friend, tried to do it as well, but again, not enough balls. And I repeated, this was the only flaw of a wonderful person. But apart from this, the leadership felt great. I felt like I had a job, that people respected me and my companions. I felt that the wiki was holding on to me also. And I saw that users were turning to me also for help. That is a fantastic feeling. The feeling of being important, but not just for power, and I like that too, not gonna lie, but above all, knowing that you were there available and that others will come to you to ask questions or to express their ideas or concerns. The feeling of being useful to the cause in all aspects. And I think this is the best thing about leadership. So, that's the end of the interview. I hope everyone has asked everything you wanted to ask. But before I go, I just wanted to say, wow, just wow. Like seeing lots of members I don't know saying welcome back or hello with this enthusiasm, and seeing you have asked a lot of questions to me about myself, my opinions and thoughts about MLCV's history and so on, well, it's really satisfying. It means my legacy precedes me and I'm really happy about it. I won't stay. I will leave the server after the interview is published, but I want to say something once again. If everyone has problems in this wiki with another member or behavior, I'm here to listen to them and to say advice to them with neither filters nor judgments. With neither filters nor judgments. Okay. I think I have to do it for your fantastic welcoming. Like, damn, at a certain point I felt like a god. I'm joking, or maybe not. And I will never stop to thank you for it. and I think I should honor my legacy in this way, helping people to be happy and without bad thoughts in what I partially created. Hope you will spend a long and fantastic time in Monster Legend Competitive Wiki. See you soon in Inenarrativus.